Well, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely crazy day for the stock RBZ, which, by the way, we've been calling Arby's because it's easier to call it Arby's rather than RBZ. So we're going to be taking a look at RBZ, walk you guys through exactly really what happened and kind of the dangers of a stock like this. I myself did not trade RBZ today. I was totally unprepared for that stock, had no clue that was going to happen. So I steered clear and I let all the FOMO traders have their fun today. And then I let the backside happen as we knew it would. So let's get into the screen share here. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. This is RBZ, the stock that went from about $4 on the day all the way to a high of 27. So it's a 560% gain to shortly thereafter crash and give back about 50% of that run. So I myself did not trade this. I wasn't prepared for it, didn't feel comfortable trading it, so I kind of just stayed away and let everybody else come in and trade that stock for the day. There was a few of the traders in our group that did in fact get it. It popped up on our scanners. One of them mentioned it pre-market. So a few of our traders in our group ended up making some money on it. What I can say I did help was I alerted our traders in our room to make sure they sold if they were holding to sell up in the 25, 27 mark as it started to come down. We opened up off this halt, popped up, said make sure you sell right now. Stock's going to get hammered down. Shortly thereafter, it gets halted at 23, opens back up at 19, down, halted again, opens up at 17, opens up, back down at 15, and goes all the way down to a low of 12, back down to a low of 11 before running. So this is a classic example of an overhyped stock that gets hyped up, and you have a lot of traders having FOMO, which is fear of missing out, and they keep buying into the hype and pushing the stock higher, along with probably a couple short sellers in there trying to short the tops of these moves, hoping it would crash, and they then get squeezed out on the back end. So this was a mix of buying pressure from FOMO traders and a mix of short sellers trying to short the stock and getting squeezed out all the way up. And now, I always try to mention to people to not get involved into the hype, because this is what's going to happen shortly thereafter. Of course, you can make tons of money going up on this, but the risk is always going to be dramatically higher on a stock like this. So for example, imagine if you purchased in this candle at 23, pops up to 27, you don't take any, next thing you know it drops out, you think it's going to pop back up, and it gets halted, and then it drops down 5 points from 22 or 23 all the way to 19, 4 or 5 points down. Drops again, you can't get out. See, what happens is when these get pushed up like this and it's all just a bunch of hype, you have a bunch of traders in here making money, and then once it starts to come down, remember stocks come down about 4 times as fast as they go up. So what happens is everybody's just panicking over one another, trying to get out. It's like a stampede of sellers trying to get out, and you just can't get out fast enough because, well, there's no one there willing to buy it. As we all know, it's an overhyped stock. So today in the news, I believe the stock set, or I believe the company Arby's, JK, just RBZ, Rebonds Holding, believe they said they were going to do a 15 million share buyback. Let's see, the news came out at what time? I literally can't even find it because there's so many goddamn halts that took place. You really can't even find the news on it. Let's see. Yeah, it's somewhere in here that they announced they were going to be doing like a 15 million share purchase or buyback. Here we go. Reboot Holding files an offering for 12 million of ordinary shares and warrants to purchase 15 million of the ordinary shares. So they're doing a big purchase of their own stock. That's what it appears. And the thing got extremely overhyped and bought up all the way to 27 before shortly crashing back down. So this is just to mention to you guys and just kind of make one of those videos letting you know the risks involved with getting, pulled into this overhyped stock. If you don't get out, you'll get crushed. Now, I know there's a lot of traders out there that said, well, if you just get in and get out and make your money and have a good day, then it's all good. Well, absolutely it's all good. But you already know for a fact that there's many traders out there that purchased this stock all the way at 23 or even at 25 and ended up getting crushed. And their accounts probably got blown today or very close to getting blown. And now they're having a really bad day. They're very depressed. They're probably just going to go get gallon of Haagen-Dazs ice cream and sit on the couch and eat it and think about the worst trading decision they made today. We've all been there. We've all made mistakes. If you're in that boat, shake it off, learn from your mistake, learn from the experience to never buy into an overly extended, hyped up stock because it will always come crashing down in this fashion. We have seen this multiple times. LFIN, now RBZ. We've seen it with the weed stock TLRY, which, by the way, got a price downgrade to $8. I remember back just about a year ago when it was up close to 300, we said this is going to crash, and I even gave it a price target of around $35 to $40. We are now sitting at $50. And back then, people told me I was an idiot and the stock was going to 600. No. We see this all the time, and I make these videos to try and help traders understand what's really going on. Now, of course, only so many people are going to see these videos, and that's okay, but as long as I can get this out to a few of you to help any of you newer traders understand some of the risks involved when you have an overhyped stock like this. And TLRY was a perfect example. It was a marijuana stock, and everybody just believed so strongly in the marijuana, sector that when it was booming that TLRY was going to 600 even after it crashed, okay? All bubbles look like this, and they all come crashing down. So what you have to understand is when you have a bubble like this and you're getting fear of missing out, don't get fear of missing out. It will come crashing down, and when it crashes, there's usually going to be a nice bounce. Look at this bounce from 11 all the way up to 17. That's a good trade, and it's way less risky to trade the bounce than it is to run up and try and catch the FOMO run, okay? So again, really cool day here on RBZ, fantastic day. Again, I didn't trade it. Again, I wasn't prepared for it. I wasn't comfortable trading it, so I just kind of stuck away, traded a few other stocks like Netflix and, what else I trade? Netflix and Roku. So I ended up walking away today with about $500, kind of steered clear of this one, and I'm happy with that. Had a great green day, stress-free, didn't have to have a panic and a heart attack while I'm in my trade. It was an easygoing day. But for some of you guys out there, you probably killed it on RBZ, and just honestly, congratulations, great trades. If you got caught on the backside, shake it off. You got a long life to live and a lot of trading ahead of you guys, and don't let something like that, a loss if you did take it, scare you away from the market, okay? You know now what to do in the next situation. You either steer clear, go with smaller size, and make sure you're not buying on the top. And now you're asking, well, Connor, how do we know if it's not the top? Well, basically, when the price action gets extremely extended from the 9 moving average, which is this blue line, when it gets very far away, it's very susceptible to a pullback. And when the stock goes from $4 to $27, it's not going to pull back 50, 20 cents. It's going to pull back $10, $15 a share. So if you get caught on the top, you will get smoked. So, I hope that video helps. I hope you guys learn a little bit into something new, but just always remember, when it goes up and it comes crashing down, there's always going to be a more predictable bounce on the bottom rather than trying to catch the run back up. So I hope that video helps some of you guys. I hope you learned something new today. And if you didn't, I'm sorry. Hopefully you can like, share, and subscribe to the channel as we're always coming out with new videos and great content. So again, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you on the next video.